everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a friend I'd like all of you to meet. Say hi to Pia Bakshi.
Hello.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
What's been happening?
Sleepover. Sleepover with books.
So we decided to have a sleepover today, and I also wanted to share my books that I bought this month with her, and she wanted to do that as well. So we thought it would be best to share it with you guys as well. So we have our September hauls respectively to share and talk about books because we love that. So we've been friends for the past...
We've known each other. We've known each other as acquaintances for the last 9 years. I think it was because of a math tuition. I don't know why we were studying math, but anyway.
Because we had to.
Oh yeah, that was 10th. Everybody has to. But...
No, 9th. But okay, that's not the point.
Insignificant. The point is we were studying math. It's very sad. So we were so dejected by math that we didn't talk then. But then we met in college. And we realized that apart from books, there was a lot of other things that we influenced in each other's life, and lo and behold, here we are now. And she's going to interject.
Sorry, but we influenced each other on many other levels, and then we get
your thoughts before you start talking. What?
Nothing, I forgot. Anyway, this will continue, but yes.
I call her Veen.
Anyway, so...
you can too.
Yeah. So we've pretty much influenced each other's readings quite a bit, and we're just going to talk about a couple of books, especially the ones that we've bought. So it's going to get exciting now. So I'm going to start with my books first, and then Pia will join in. Now the first 3 ones that I'm going to show you are actually from Bookjor. I've told you about Bookjor.
Yeah, it's quite cool.
So it's an app where you can find a variety of used or second-hand books, and you get amazing deals. These first 3 books that I will show you are actually either 65 or 75 rupees each.
I want to guess the book based on the cover.
Oh yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so the first one is called A Cold Season by Alison Littlewod. And can you guess what it is about?
It says, how far will one mother go to save her child? So, I think I don't know why I'm thinking murder. I'm thinking some looming presence of an imminent death. I'm not saying the kid dies. I don't think the mother dies or kills herself. But there is death somewhere. Oh my god, it's such a cold cover.
And there is death, but it's not a murder, I think, as far as I know.
As long as it's death.
Anyway,
I'm close.
So I think, okay, I'll give you a point over there. This is about a couple basically, and the husband passes away.
That is very, very, very insensitive. I am mortified.
We're sad that the husband...
I'm sorry, it was just that I was right about the death and I just got really excited that I was right. It's not good.
Yeah, let's not be excited because somebody... Oh my god, I can't even talk about this book anymore. Anyway, so the poor husband passes away, Pia Bakshi enjoys. No, putting our serious faces on, the husband passes away, and it affects the son. So the mother thought it best to shift to this particular village where she thought it would be better for the son, but unfortunately the locality or the neighborhood is not very friendly to them, and it sort of gets more difficult for the son, and I think he disappears. So the mother sets out to find him. So that's where that's what it is. So that was the first one. Pia, do you want to start with the second?
From my collection?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm a sucker for second-hand books because I love how they smell. Like this one. So I was in Edinburgh the last month, and I got a lot of second-hand books there from this beautiful, beautiful bookstore that I only thought of being when I went there, apart from, of course, thinking about books. It was Southside, and it's beautiful. So you have these wonderful books, and they get second-hand books to you on order. I don't know how they manage that, but
really cool.
I'm a lot into modernism and stuff like that. So these are 10 modern plays that I really wanted to read, and I like this particularly because it has 30 minutes in a street. And so I have to start with most of it. I'm not familiar with most of the plays in here, but this should be fun, and also because I'm gonna enjoy the smell. So that's my first. It's modern plays, and it's a compilation. It's a really old book. Somebody had it in 70s and just decided to pass it on. So So it's a story right there. There's some scribblings. I don't know if you can see them, but that kind of makes it special. So,
Very cool. I like used books too.
I know, I love them. I love it just feels like, and especially when people mark something as their own notes, I think it's like you're carrying someone else's story.
But I'll tell you one thing, on BookTube especially, Bookstagram and BookTubing,
you guys look down upon this?
They don't really, but majority of the people that I've come across are very particular about how the books and the condition of the book is.
Aww.
So not many people enjoy writing, but I've also come across the fact that now a lot of people are being introduced to writing in your books and writing your thoughts as and when you read the story. So yeah, there's still a debate.
I have a very interesting story here because one of my friends a long back told me that he got a copy of The Inheritance of Laws. Actually, not one of my friends, one of my acquaintances, but Badado. So he told me that he got a second-hand copy of The Inheritance of Laws, and on the cover, right behind the cover, actually, the base of the cover, somebody had mentioned that, this is so-and-so person giving out this book, and this is my address, tell me what you think about it. And they wrote to each other, and she did not like it, he liked it, and now they're friends. And I just find that so interesting that, and they're not even from the same country.
Wow.
So she was traveling, she was backpacking, and she left it at a second-hand store, and I just think there's so much that can happen if you choose to communicate through a book. So it's quite special to me.
I just very recently started writing in my books.
So I'm sorry if I'm going against the booktubing protocol. If there is any. But please, this is beautiful. How can you not write? How can you not like...
I've started doing that now. I started tapping and everything.
Yeah, smell.
Moving on. Oh,
Smell.
Moving on. So the next one is Hit and Run by Doug Johnstone, and it basically says what it says. It's hit and run and something involved with that. So we're not going to get into that. The third one that I got is Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn, who's also the author of Gone Girl, which you did not let me read, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't. That's because I don't like psychological thrillers.
Yeah,
if it is one, I don't even know that.
But I think it's okay that I didn't read because it must have been too messed up, because the movie was actually pretty messed up. So which is fine. Can you guess what the book is?
It's like a Malevich cover. It gives nothing out. There's absolutely no information. White on white. Sharp objects on black. What am I supposed to guess? But
use your
this family isn't nuclear, it's toxic. Please don't tell me it's about some nuclear shit. nuclear! No, I thought toxic, so I thought maybe that kind of shit. People do all kinds of stuff, now.
It's true.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's about a house being close to a nuclear plant. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
Moving on. So basically, this is about a woman who has to investigate. So I don't know what the book is about, okay? I don't really read a lot into synopsis because I like to be surprised. But what I do know is that it's something about a woman investigating a crime, and when she's getting into the case, she realizes that she actually has to look into her own family.
Ouch.
And stuff is a little messy over there, so it's just something around that. So
Yeah.
I'm really getting into a lot of mystery thrillers, so I guess I'll have a lot of thrillers in my next month's reading lists, which we will talk about a bit later. Next is Pia.
So this is, I don't know what edition of Kafka, but again, like I mentioned, I love stumbling upon second-hand bookstores, and so this one is actually really interesting. Of course, it has these wonderful stories, which are wonderful according to the literary canon, but I'm still warming up to Kafka. I'm not particularly fond of such absurdism, so Metamorphosis, though I've studied it academically, I'm still not too convinced, but I'm hoping to get there someday because I like appreciating all forms of literature, so maybe absurdism, I warm up to it someday.
Alrighty. So,
or Kafka, how you wish to pronounce it. Kafka.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Alright.
Proper
So, the next 3 books, if you've seen one of my previous videos where I discuss what I'm reading in September, you must have seen these as well. So, I bought them later after I filmed that video, but I have them. One of them I'm currently reading, which is The Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo.
I can guess from the cover.
You already know about this.
6 of Crows!
Because I've been talking non-stop about this. You really should read it. Because see, even I'm pretty new to fantasy and whatever there's in this book and the genre.
I was into vampires.
I was never into vampires.
So like, Yeah.
But this is like
Judge
way cooler. It's really, really good. Just please read it. I'll make sure you read it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I am more than halfway through. I wanted to finish this tonight, but I didn't want it to end it soon. So I'm in one of those bookish problems. I don't want the series to end too soon. But it's an amazing series. It's a duology basically. This is the second and the last book. But yeah, I've pretty much fallen in love with Leigh Bardugo. Yeah,
it's quite cool.
And the next two from my September list, which is about to finish now. One is Aristotle and Dante discover the secrets of the universe.
This I'm going to steal soon.
Can you figure out what the book is though? Not really, can you?
Philosophy and shins?
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's about like that platypus and Plato walk into a bar.
No.
Platypus and Plato. Platypus and Plato, right? That's the book.
But
this
is not philosophical. It's young adult. It's about two friends, if I'm not wrong, named Aristotle and Dante, and it's just their adventure.
Okay.
As far as I know, I'm not sure what it really is.
Plato.
It's not philosophical, but I've heard it's pretty cool. So. And the last one that I'm reading this month is Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. And can you figure it out?
I'm getting the wallflower amongst a gentle human populace and feeling left out from all of that and always that
Maybe.
kind of a story.
I'm not sure because I haven't read it yet, but I know that this is something to do with the protagonist being gay. Yeah, so I was very interested to read this because I really want to get into LGBTQ plus books. And this might be my first one. Actually, not really, because there's something in Six of Crows as well, which I don't want to spoil for people. But yeah, the Six of Crows is actually a very diverse book, really diverse book. So I really enjoy what authors are coming up with the young adult genres.
Yeah,
a lot of diversity. So it's pretty cool. What's up next?
So this is again from the same bookstore in Edinburgh, Southside, and I love collecting poetry by people who are not really known that much, but how beautiful the poetry is, so much so that I actually am thinking of composing a song based on one of the poems.
But do you think you'll be able to find this book online if I link it below?
No, I am not sure, but I really hope you do, because some of the poetry is really lovely. It's called Goodnight, Gypsy Moon, and it's also got illustrations, and it's by, I don't know if I pronounce it correctly, but let's just say it's Dante de Micco, and I'm hoping I pronounced it right. It's English and Italian, and the parallel texts are available.
I think it's Gianpaolo.
I love finding poetry incidentally, so.
That reminds me, I want to get Sunflowers by Ruby Kaur. Yeah, I loved her first book. Yeah, definitely. Alright, so the next one that I have is The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry, my first by Sarah Perry, and it's a beautiful cover. I wish I could get this in a hardcover, but I'm just being vain. But yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful cover, and I'm not really sure what this book is about. I've actually started not to read a lot into synopsis because I like being surprised. So yeah, but that's all I know, that it's something to do with the folklore in London. And I'm very excited about this book, by the way.
I'm really What else do I have? Bukowski! With all his faults. I'm sure I have more for liking him so much. But I really, really enjoy Bukowski because I read his poetry before I read his prose.
I love his poetry.
I really read his poetry before I read his prose, so I never got down to judging the prose, and I know that it's sexist in places and I'm angered by most of it, but I think he intended me to be angry with it, or maybe he just didn't care enough to bother that I'm angry. Or anyone was angry, but
I've only ever liked his poetry.
But I don't know, maybe after I started loving his poetry, even his prose kind of came through, because he himself said that, that he dedicated his last book, Pulp, to bad writing. That's what it says, dedicated to bad writing. So I think he was a Dadaist in that way for me, he was like negation of writing to be a writer kind of a thing. So I kind of found that really cool about him. So it's going to be Bukowski. I got this. This was important because, again, I stumbled upon this when I was...
It's a really cool cover, though.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah.
I stumbled upon this at when? When I was jet lagged really bad at Heathrow.
Alright, so the next book that I have is Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. A lot of you would be aware of how hyped this book has been, and I hope that it's for the right reasons. I don't read a lot of hype books, but I've just recently been very experimental.
Always a good thing. Am I supposed to guess?
I'm gonna try.
The clothes are on the cover, the clothes of the human personas are Victorian and Elizabethan, so obviously it's like, I don't know, olden times or some caricaturizing of an older time.
But
It's a circus. So yeah. But that's all I know. It's a circus that happens at night.